Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to my channel. So friends, first things first, I'm currently not in my usual filming background. As you can see, I'm currently in my sister's house, so that is why my background may be looking a little bit different. But today I'm going to be talking to you guys all things about the pill. So I was on the pill for 5 years, so a very long time. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience with it, how it affected me and my body, the positive side effects I had, the negative side effects, and just all of the nitty gritty, okay? So, you know, I've got a lot to say on this subject, a lot to say. So sit back, grab yourself a cup of tea, some snacks, and prepare to hear all the ins and outs of my experience with the pill. So let's get into it. So as I was saying, I was on the pill for 5 years and I only came off a few months ago, and I actually first started taking the pill when I was 15 years of age. I know that might sound very young to some people, but I was actually not put on it for contraceptive purposes. I was put on it for other reasons, which I will get into, you know, later in this video. So yes, I was on it for 5 years and I came off it over 3 months ago now, and your girl has still not had a goddamn period. Has still not had her period. What? So on that note, today's video is actually sponsored by Always, and these are their Always Dailies Singles to Go, and these are panty liners. And can I just say that these have literally saved my life since I've come off the pill, because obviously since I've come off the pill, my body has changed in a lot of ways, like a lot of ways. And one of those ways is, you know, we're all girls here, so you know we've got to be comfortable talking about this stuff, but my discharge has changed a lot, like changed so much since I've come off the pill. So these have literally been an absolute lifesaver for me. So these are what the panty liners look like. So as you can see, they are extremely thin and discreet. They're also so comfortable, but they also have lots of absorption at the same time, and they've just been amazing for helping keep me fresh all day long. They're so convenient as well for on the go because of how small they are. Like I often just carry one of these in my bra and I completely forget it does even be there, so they're super handy for being out and about. So I actually put myself to a little 7-day challenge with these bad boys just to see how comfortable they really were in the different, you know, environments, because I have been wearing them in my day-to-day life. So I tested them out while I was out on a walk, while I was traveling, so I was in the airport and flying and stuff like that. I went into Dublin for a girly day out with my sister. We got like our nails and our hair done and stuff like that. I was out for dinner, I was out for drinks, I went to the gym, and I was also at a sleepover. So I tested them out in a variety of different environments, and they seriously did keep me feeling fresh all day, and I constantly kept forgetting I even had it on because of how discreet they were. So I was super impressed. So yes, I've literally been swearing by them. Now we are going to get back into the pill situation. Okay, so yes, as I was saying, I started the pill when I was 15, and the reason I was actually put on the pill was when I was about 13, I started getting really bad acne all over my T-zone, so like my forehead and around my mouth and stuff, and it was extremely bad. Like I actually used to get slagged and stuff in school by some of the boys. Like it was not nice. It was not a nice time of my life, and I went to the doctor so many times when I had this acne, and you know, he put me on loads of different things like topical cream. He gave me like, you know, tablets to take. I tried natural things. I tried everything under the sun to try and get rid of my acne, and it was just not going anywhere. Like it was just getting so much worse. It was really starting to like affect my confidence and get me down, and I just didn't even want to leave the house. Like I remember one summer I literally did not leave the house for the whole summer because of how insecure I was feeling over my skin. So I went back to the doctor then around the end of summer, and you know, I was talking to him and stuff, and he suggested putting me on the pill, and he was saying how, you know, the pill can be great for clearing up skin. It's not like 100% that it's gonna work, but at this point it was kind of like our last option. Like I'd literally tried everything under the sun. So I was like, yes, like please. Of course I was with my mom. Of course I was only 15 years of age, so my parents were okay with this because they could see how much it really was affecting me and myself and my confidence and stuff like that. So he put me on Dianet. So once I started taking the pill, I'd say after about 3 to 4 months, my acne completely disappeared, like completely. After about a month, it was starting to clear up a bit, but after about 3 to 4, it was completely gone. Now obviously I was still getting a few spots here and there, as every teenager does with hormones, but it was nothing, you know, what I'd been dealing with for like a year or so. So that was amazing. Like I was in complete awe. I couldn't believe it, and I was just like so happy. Like I was delighted. But it may have, you know, gotten rid of one problem, but it did give me many more problems, okay? And I'm going to get into that in a minute. So yes, that was the reason why I started taking the pill so young. It was not for contraception reasons or whatsoever, but it was just for my skin. A lot of girls do go on the pill for numerous different reasons. You know, it's not always for contraception. It can be for different things like cramps, skin, other problems, you know, we can have. So as I was saying, I came off the pill over 3 months ago. I've still not had a period. The pill I was on was called Dianet, and they actually don't prescribe that pill anymore. And the main reason why they don't prescribe that pill anymore is because they done studies and they showed how much it's linked to depression and anxiety. Like, it was scientifically proven, so they don't actually prescribe that pill anymore. And also that pill was like very well known for blood clots and stuff, but only in the first year. So if you got through the first year and you didn't have any blood clots, you were safe to stay on it. So the pill Dianet in particular, the one I was on, really screwed up my mental health, like so bad. And I only really noticed it in the last year how much the pill was linked to my mental health and how much of an effect the pill was having on my mental state and my hormones and my moods and just my overall thought process, if you get what I'm saying. So the main reason why I decided to come off the pill about over 3 months ago now was because I was really just not in a good place in my head whatsoever. My mental health was really bad, and for the last year I was kind of, you know, tossing and toying with coming off the pill, and there was always something in the back of my head saying, come off it, Jessica, come off it, it's not good for you, like it's really not good for you. And I had a really difficult few weeks where I was in a really bad place, and I was just like, that's it, I need to come off the pill. I need to at least see if this is affecting my mental health whatsoever, even if it's the tiniest bit. I was kind of at an all-time low in my head. I was very desperate, and I was just like, you know, this is kind of like my last resort. Like, if this is causing something or making my mental health worse, it is 100% worth, you know, trying it out. Even though there are other, you know, factors now since coming off the pill that I am trying to deal with, but nothing is more important than your mental health. Like, that is like, oh, I can't stress that enough. Your mental health is the number one most important thing. So much about bad cramps, so much about heavy periods, so much about bad skin, so much about acne. Your mental health is priority and should always be priority. Anytime I was kind of thinking of coming off the pill, I was like, oh, but my skin, my cramps, like my periods, But at the end of the day, when it came down to it, like, I remember talking to some of my family members and they were like, Jessica, like, you really aren't in a good place, you know? Mental health can lead to you ending your life, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you really do have to put your mental health first, because you can deal with other things, you know, bad skin and bad cramps and all these other, you know, factors that are really difficult to deal with. But at the end of the day, if your head is not in the right place and you're really suffering, nothing is worth that. As somebody who has suffered with depression and anxiety for years, so I think I was about 14 when it all started, I can say now, coming off the pill was difficult because I was on it for such a long time. Obviously, you're pumping your body with hormones, so when you come off it, your body's just like in like shock, and your body has to start producing these hormones itself because it's not been doing it for 5 years in my case. So yeah, the first few weeks of coming off the pill were very difficult. I went through a lot of like ups and downs, like kind of like a bit of a roller coaster. But now, since it's been over 3 months, I really do think it was affecting my mental health a lot more than I even realised. When I was on the pill, my moods and my hormones were just crazy. Like, my mood swings were so bad, and when I'd have a low, I'd have a really bad low. Now obviously I'm only off the pill a number of months, so I can only talk for the last few months, but since coming off it, I definitely can, like, looking back, I can see how much it was messing with my moods and my hormones and how I was feeling like overall in my head and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I don't have anxiety, I don't have depression, I don't have any of that anymore. You know, of course I have my days and stuff where I really am struggling, but I think it was kind of making me think a lot more negatively, if you get what I'm saying, being on the pill. Like, it was definitely having more of an effect than I realised, as I said, because if you think about it, it's pumping your body with hormones. There's all these chemicals and hormones going into your body that really shouldn't be going into your body, you know what I mean? So of course it is going to have an effect on your mental state, especially if you were someone who did suffer with mental health before even going on the pill. So the negative side effects that I experienced with the pill was obviously my mental health and my mood swings. My moods would be very extreme. I had a way lower sex drive. like way lower. Used to get really bad headaches when I was on the pill. Now I've always kind of suffered with headaches, but since coming off it, I don't get them half as regularly or half as bad. Like I used to get these really frequent headaches, like numerous times a week. And they would just be so bad, right, to the point where I literally would just have to lie down in a dark room and close my eyes and take painkillers. As bad as that is, you know, I know some people don't like taking painkillers, but I would be in excruciating pain. Another negative side effect, I suppose you could say, is a lot of people talk about gaining weight, and I very luckily did not gain weight. I did hold a lot of fluid retention, and I only kind of noticed that since coming off the pill, because since I've come off the pill, I actually have lost a bit of weight, so that just kind of shows that I was kind of holding a lot of fluid in my body, but I didn't gain a lot of weight to the point where I really noticed it. I think I might have gained like a stone or something, but nothing too crazy where I was like, oh my god, because that was a big worry for me going on the pill as well. I know a lot of girls like freak out and worry about that, about going on the pill, but I think it's just like each person, you know, the pill, and depending on what pill you go on, affects every person so differently, and it also has a lot to do, you know, with your genetics and stuff. So I would kind of talk to, you know, if any of your family members have been on it, if you are thinking about going on it, in regards weight gain and stuff, because yeah, I luckily didn't, but everyone's different. So just because I didn't doesn't mean you won't, or just because somebody like has gained weight doesn't mean you're going to gain weight. Like everybody's body is so different, and we all react so differently to medicines and anything we take, you know. So my periods didn't actually change. They didn't get any heavier, they didn't get any lighter. I've always had quite a heavy period, and my period pretty much stayed the same as it always had been while I was on the pill, so there was no change there. So the positive kind of effects, you could say, that I had on the pill was obviously my skin was extremely clear. That's something now since coming off the pill. My skin is in absolute bits. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera, you know, you don't really see everything on camera, but yeah, I'm really suffering with my skin since coming off the pill, especially the last few weeks. My skin is just in bits. Like I'm getting so many spots. My face is like just got spots everywhere at the moment. So yeah, obviously I had clear skin, which was amazing because that was the main reason I went on it. I didn't get as bad cramps. I used to have really bad cramps before I went on the pill, but they weren't as bad. I still got, you know, pretty bad cramps, but nothing compared to what they were. My boobs grew like literally like 2 cup sizes and that's something else. Since I've come off the pill, I've lost them 2 cup sizes, so I'm back to the itty bitty titty committee. Not that I had big boobs when I was on the pill, but they did grow, and you know, your boobs growing is normally what can happen on the pill. It's a very like popular thing to happen, you know, to a lot of women. So another positive for me was my periods were extremely regular. So I did still have a period with the pill I was on, but I was able to know what day my period was going to come and what day it was going to end. So in that regards, that was pretty great, because you know, if I had an event or something on, I could just go through the calendar and I would literally know when it was going to come and when it was going to end. So it was amazing in that sense. But before I went on the pill, my periods were quite regular. They weren't like obviously as regular as that, but they did tend to come in around at the same time, a few days apart. I never had extremely irregular periods or anything like that. I know some girls do go on the pill to make their periods regular, especially if you're having extremely irregular periods, but that wasn't really an issue for me going on before I went on the pill kind of way. So when I look at the positives and the negatives in my experience, the negatives are way worse than the positives. Like as I was saying, you know, my skin, I've been suffering with that and stuff, and you know, obviously it's quite a difficult thing to suffer with and stuff, but overall the negatives are way worse than the positives. And in that sense as well, I remember when I was thinking of coming off it, I kind of sat down and done a little list of, you know, the goods and the bads, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? So yeah, that's my main experience with it. I also, when I was thinking of coming off the pill, I was thinking, you know, you're not meant to be on the pill for so long because it can affect your fertility then. Like I'm talking like you have to be on the pill for years and years and years and years. But the thing is, doctors say you should kind of take a break. If you are on the pill for an extended amount of time, you really should take a break just to give your body a break. And I think they say just to like, you know, so your body can start making them hormones again and stuff. Because just say if you're on the pill for 20 odd years and you never give your body a break, I think that's where it can get a bit like, like dangerous or something. Now don't quote me on that, I'm not a doctor, but that's kind of what I've been told by my doctor and stuff like that. So I also kind of wanted to give my body a break just because I was getting a bit concerned because I was on it for 5 years, and now I'm kind of worried because it's been over 3 months and I've still not had a period. My doctor was saying though that, you know, it can take a long time for your period to come back. Like, it can take 6 months, it can take a year, like it can take a while for your period to come back. So he said it's nothing to worry about, that it does happen to a lot of women when they come off the pill, but I'm kind of at the stage now where I'm like, please just give me my period, like I beg you. I've never ever begged for my period in my whole life, but when I get my period, I'm literally gonna have a period party in the bathroom, and I'm gonna have a little party, and I'm gonna have a little dance, and I'm gonna have a little sing song, and I'm gonna be so goddamn happy. So overall, that was my main experience with it. I am so happy I came off the pill, because looking back, it 100% was affecting my mental health and stuff like that. You know, and skin and stuff, you know, I can deal with that. At the end of the day, as I said, your mental health should always be your number one priority. I went on Instagram and I asked you guys if you had any questions in regards to the pill, so I'm just going to answer a couple of your guys' questions as well. Something I just want to say is, if you are thinking about going on the pill, I would just do a lot of research and just really make sure you educate yourself on what you're doing and what side effects it can have on your body. For me anyway, when you're on the pill for an extended period of time, you kind of forget what it was like before the pill. So with me, in like the regards of mental health, I was always like, no, it's definitely not affecting me, I'm no different before I started taking it, because if you're on it for a long time, you very easily forget, you know, the difference or whatever. So if you are considering it, I just really educate yourself on it and the pros and cons, and just be prepared for what can happen to your body, you know what I mean? So somebody said, have you ever taken the pill for the full month and not taken a 7-day break so you could skip a period? Now that was something I never personally done. I remember a few times when I was going on holidays and I was going away, and my friends and people in my life suggested doing that because they'd done that before, and I don't know why, but I was always very against that. I know doctors say you can do that, like now and again if needs be, but I was always like, no, because I already knew I was taking the pill and pumping my body with hormones, so I was kind of like, I don't want to completely mess up my body, mess up my cycle, and just, you know, I don't know, I was always very against doing that personally, so no. Somebody asked me, if you are taking the pill, can you just stop it whenever you want, just stop taking it? So when I was going to come off the pill, I went to talk to my doctor about it, and I think that is honestly the best thing to do. Just talk to him about, you know, you're going to come off the pill and stuff. In my regards, he told me just to stop taking it once, you know, my pack was over. So once like that month of the pill pack was over, to stop then. I don't think it's very good if you just stop taking your pill mid-pack. I do know people in my life that have done that, but I don't think it's very good. Like, the doctor told me that the best thing to do is finish that month. So yes, I would go talk to your doctor about it if you are thinking of coming off the pill though. That's what I done, and it just kind of gives you ease of mind and stuff, that you know it's okay and everything's gonna be okay, and it'll just kind of give you a bit of confidence with it. Somebody said, does it work in clearing up skin, or is that only a few cases? As I said, like, everyone is so different. Like, some of my friends went on the pill and it actually made their skin worse. So everybody's body just reacts so differently, and there's so many different pills, so it depends what pill you're on, what way your body's going to react to it. It's the same as gaining weight, it's the same as if your periods aren't as heavy anymore. Everyone just reacts to things differently. So that was something I was quite concerned about going on it, because I didn't know what way my body was going to react to it. So it is such a lottery, like, taking the pill, I think, as is taking any form of birth control. I think I covered a lot of your guys' other questions while I was talking about my experience with it and stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down below if you have any questions, what your experience was with the pill, and let's just have a chat about birth control and the pill down in the comments below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you all so very much, and I cannot wait to see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye bye, friends.